If you are an idiot or you are stupid, the law does not protect you. So now the landlord is going to drag me to court yet another time, and he's going to appeal a losing case where he cannot prove why the judge made a mistake. We received an email from YouTube today for a privacy complaint. Guess by who? Great advice. Do you have any disabled children who are below an IQ of 50? If we want to take disabled kids into consideration, then everything that we do will seem wrong. It looks like the landlord did not learn a lesson yet. I posted a video yesterday. Already 76,000 views. I won in court. The first hearing, the landlord did not show up. The judgment was in my favor. The landlord filed a motion to vacate, claiming he was outside the country. Watch the video I posted yesterday, labeled "I won the court case" by saying one word. I'll post a link down below. Anytime you file for a motion to vacate, the judge will ask the defendant, in that case the landlord is the defendant, he's the one being sued, she will ask him to give her a valid reason why he was not able to show up to court. The landlord said, "I was outside the country." That's not a valid reason. I'm suing an LLC entity, not an individual. If you are outside the country, somebody can represent you. You can send an agent. You can file for an extension. You can appear remotely on your laptop. There's no excuse why you are not able to show up. Watch yesterday's video. The judge scolded the landlord, the defendant, and she denied his motion. You would think that we are all done. The first time he did not appear, motion to vacate denied, and you would think it's over. Now he has to send you the money. And we received a lot of comments about, okay, so you won the lawsuit. How are you going to collect? Collection is the easiest thing to do when you are suing an LLC company. The landlord does not pay, let's say within 10 days. He does not pay. You go to court and you file a writ of execution. You give the sheriff his bank account, the routing number, and the sheriff will personally collect the money from the bank. The first thing the bank will do is will freeze his account within 1 to 3 days, and they will give the money to the sheriff within 3 to 6 weeks. 100%. You do not need to go back and forth. You are not suing an individual. If you are suing an individual, it's different. There are a lot of ways why you would not be able to collect if you are suing an individual. But when you are suing a company and you win, there's nothing the LLC company can do not to pay that amount. Once the sheriff goes to the bank, it's a done deal. And it's to the LLC's advantage to pay you the money without the sheriff having to go to the bank, because that's going to put the company in a very bad relationship with the bank, where the bank may just stop the account once and for all and not do business with that client. So if the landlord chose not to pay, I'm going to get my money anyway, 3 to 6 weeks maximum. So for those who typed in money collection is the next step, money collection is the easiest, since we are suing a company and not an individual. So the landlord is relentless. He cannot take a loss. He chose to take half of our deposit. He did not show up to court on the first hearing. Motion to vacate, the judge denied his motion. Today I received two letters from the court. One of them is to tell me that we won and the motion was denied for the landlord. And the other one is an appeal from the landlord. The landlord appealed the decision that was made for his motion to vacate. You have 10 days to appeal that motion. Okay? So the landlord filed for an appeal. Have you ever watched the Mike Tyson fights back in his days, where Mike Tyson would punch someone and that somebody would fall down, and then he will try to get back up? He gets punched again, even though he's wobbling all over the place. When he gets up, he gets punched even harder. He falls down, and he doesn't want to stay down. He gets back up, and then the final knockout where lights out. Done. I think the landlord will go through the same. He did not learn his lesson the first 2 times, and we said fatality like the Mortal Kombat game, maybe this time we're going to tell the judge, finish him. Brutality. Fatality is not working. Okay, so motion to appeal, and the court date is on 9/24/2026. What happens in the appeal court? Just for your knowledge. I mentioned in the last video, I create those videos for knowledge, not to go over my problems, but every video I do is to share knowledge. What goes on in the appeal for the motion to vacate, or the appeal court? It doesn't have to be motion to vacate. The defendant, being the landlord, it's not a retrial. The defendant cannot go and explain himself all over again. His motion was denied because his excuse was not valid. So now he cannot go back to the appeal court and do a retrial where he explains everything all over again. No, he's going to explain to the judge why he thinks the initial judge made a mistake. That's it. Why do you think? What part of what the judge said initially do you not agree with? And he has to give a valid reason, or that judge ruled the wrong way based on civil code so-and-so. She should have ruled that way, but she ruled that way. She made a mistake. Mistakes can happen, of course. But in his case, there's nothing that he can say to win that case. Before he had a 0.1% chance of winning, now he has minus 10% chance of winning. Absolutely no chance of winning, because he has to explain to the judge why he thinks the old judge, how the old judge made a mistake. And the old judge, or the initial judge, did not make a mistake. She based her judgment on the fact that he said he was outside the country. You cannot, as an LLC company, you cannot tell the judge I was outside the country, because you as the individual is not the one that is being sued. It's the company that is being sued. By law, you are obligated to send a representative, an agent, an employee, a worker, a janitor that works for your company, anybody. It doesn't have to be you. He told the judge, I'm the one who deals with the tenants. It doesn't matter. You knew you had a court date and you left the country. They sent the evidence beforehand, so they knew about the court date. The landlord told the judge that I did file to postpone the case, but it was rejected. He did not fill the form properly. A rejected form is the same as not filing. The law does not protect stupid. The law does not protect idiot. If you are an idiot or you are stupid, the law does not protect you. If an officer stops you because you're speeding and you tell the officer, oh, I didn't know the speed limit here, you're going to get a ticket anyway. If you are stupid enough not to look at the signs, the law does not protect you. So now the landlord is going to drag me to court yet another time, and he's going to appeal a losing case where he cannot prove why the judge made a mistake. What do I do in that case? Can I request damages? Because a lot of you in the comments, they said lost time, this and that. Small claims is different. Now, I did read up about the appeal, how much I can request, and they said I can request up to $1,000 in lawyer fees. I do not have a lawyer, so I cannot request anything as far as lawyer fees go. And I can request up to $1,000 in lost time. I have to tell the judge, I have to bring a proof that I missed 2 days. How much is my day worth? Gas, mileage, parking, mail, stamps, all that stuff. Filing fees. I did not file anything, so there are no fees there. But missing 2 days will cover the $1,000. So I'm going to request from the judge, based on the landlord's bad faith, dragging me to court yet another time, I'm going to ask him, and based on civil code, I'm going to mention the code. I do not recall it on top of my head, that I can request up to $1,000 for missing 2 days, the day when I appeared for the motion to vacate, and the one I'm going to appear for the appeal. It's going to be fun. Okay, it's going to be yet another video. So, win-win. What can you do? You have to go. I have to go. And this time maybe I can look at his face, because last time he would not look at me. He was scrambling to put all the papers that he brought to court back in the folder. And just before we end the video, we received an email from YouTube today for a privacy complaint. Guess by who? Edward, the government guy. The guy I made a couple of videos on, where he filed a lawsuit and then he just dismissed the lawsuits. We had a lot of fun with Edward, and Edward became a meme right now. So let's read what the complaint says. We would like to inform you that we have received a privacy concern. Without making this long, let's look at the links. Link 1 with a timestamp and link 2 with a timestamp. And both of them are videos about Edward, the government guy. Let's click on video 1. That's the privacy complaint right there. Hello, Edward. That's it. That's what Edward complained about. We mentioned his first name. Let's look at link 2. Link 2 is what? Is minute 22:31. You know what minute 22:31 is? It's the last second of the video. Nothing. Okay? The last second of the video, which is our outro, probably a black screen. Okay? So that's 22:28. Our logo. $12.31. I mean 22:31. In my case, I do not have to do anything. There is no privacy thing I should hide. Mentioning his first name, a person cannot complain about me mentioning his first name. And the second video, 22:31, is the last second of the video. There is no privacy issues there. So Edward looks like he's like the landlord. You knock him down and then he want to get back up. This time he's going to be knocked down for sure. My job from now on is to keep knocking people down. That's the only way they learn, right? So I'm looking forward to the 9/24 hearing, and I will most definitely 100% have a video on this, and that video is going to be juicy. I'm going to talk about the details of what happened, and we are done. Now, one other thing I want to go over also, you know how in the video, the one I posted yesterday, how I mentioned to be the best person that you can. I mentioned about how I signed up my daughter for a basketball team, and I told her you can either be a nobody, run on the field back and forth, never touch the ball, never shoot the ball, never interact, nobody notices you, or you can be that person where everybody's eyes is on you. You are the most active, the fastest, you're always aiming and shooting, you're always the one who's most active in the team. Everyone is going to be watching you. Oh, without her, that team is not going to win. You can be any one of those two. But you always have that 1% in the comments where viewers want to twist what you say, or they want to make it look like what you said was bad. Like that one commenter, I just want to go over this comment quick. And that viewer wrote, "Great advice. Do you have any disabled children who are below an IQ of 50? I replied and I wrote, "I appreciate you bringing up that perspective. My message was about maximizing whatever potential and opportunity each of us uniquely has, not about discounting anyone's inherent worth or physical cognitive circumstances. Everyone's best looks different. When I told my daughter to be somebody, to do your best, I'm not putting down disabled kids. If we want to take disabled kids into consideration, then everything that we do will seem wrong. I come to work walking. I should not walk. There are disabled people who cannot walk. If I drink water from a bottle, maybe some people do not have hands. That's wrong. I should not be doing it. If I'm talking and somebody else cannot talk, I should not be talking, because that would look bad. There are disabled people who cannot talk. Everything that we would do would seem wrong. When I mentioned my daughter and how to be somebody or how to be a nobody, just do your best. Show the best in you. Do not depend on your teammates to score. Do not depend on your teammates to win. You work as a team, I understand. But be the most active. Be the most active in that team. Bring out your best. And that's what I meant. So I did respond to her, and I wanted to go over this message quick. We're gonna end it right here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.
When the signal starts to fade away and the logic's gone